There is a quiet difference between seeing clearly and seeing harshly, between understanding and condemning, between discernment and judgment. At first glance, they can feel the same. Both involve noticing, both involve forming an opinion, both involve deciding what feels right or wrong to us. But one liberates the soul and the other weighs it down. Today, we explore a truth that can transform how you relate to others and, even more importantly, how you relate to yourself. Judgment is quick, it is reactive, it is often emotional. It labels people, situations, and even ourselves in rigid, absolute ways. She is selfish, he is a failure, or I'm not good enough. Judgment doesn't pause to understand context. It doesn't ask questions. It doesn't seek truth. It seeks certainty. And certainty, when it comes from ego or fear, often distorts reality. Judgment is rooted in comparison, in insecurity, in the need to feel right or superior or safe. When we judge others, we place ourselves above them, even if only for a moment. When we judge ourselves, we shrink, believe we are somehow less. But in both cases, judgment creates separation. It says, you are this and I am that. And in that separation, compassion disappears. Discernment, on the other hand, is quiet wisdom. It observes without rushing. It understands without labeling. It evaluates without condemning. Discernment asks, what is truly happening here? What feels aligned with my values? What is healthy for me? Discernment is not about deciding who is good or bad. It is about recognizing what is right or wrong for you without needing to diminish anyone else. It allows you to say, this situation does not serve me, or this behavior is not acceptable, or I choose to walk away, without hatred, without blame, without carrying bitterness in your heart. Discernment is rooted in awareness, not ego. It is guided by clarity, not fear. Many people believe that judgment is necessary to protect themselves. They think, if I don't judge, I'll be taken advantage of. Or if I don't label what's wrong, I'll accept everything. But this is where the confusion lies. You don't need judgment to set boundaries, you need discernment. Judgment says they are a terrible person. Discernment says their behavior is not aligned with what I need, so I will step away. Do you see the difference? One attacks, the other protects. One creates emotional chaos, the other creates inner peace. Judgment doesn't harm others, it quietly harms you. Every time you judge, your mind becomes heavier, your heart becomes more guarded, your world becomes smaller. You begin to see people not as a complex human beings, but as categories, good or bad, right or wrong, worthy or unworthy. And eventually, this same harsh lens turns inward. You begin to judge your own mistakes, your own emotions, your own imperfections. You become your own harshest critique. And in that space, growth becomes difficult. Because growth requires compassion, growth requires understanding, growth requires the willingness to say, I am learning. Judgment doesn't allow for that. Discernment creates space. Space to understand, space to reflect, space to choose consciously. When you practice discernment, you don't react immediately, you respond thoughtfully. You begin to see that people act from their own wounds, fears, and experiences. This does not mean you excuse harmful behavior. It means you understand it without letting it define your response. Discernment allows you to protect your energy without closing your heart. You can walk away without anger. You can say no without guilt. You can disagree without disrespect. This is true emotional strength. In relationships, this distinction becomes even more important. Judgment destroys connection. When you judge someone, you stop seeing them fully. You reduce them to a single trait or mistake. But people are not one moment. They are a collection of experiences, growth, and contradictions. Discernment allows you to see the whole picture. It allows you to say, I see who you are, and I also see what is not working for me. This creates honest, grounded relationships. Relationships where boundaries exist, but love is still possible. And sometimes discernment will guide you to walk away, not because you hate the person, but because you honor yourself. Perhaps the most important place to practice discernment is within yourself. Notice how often you judge yourself for not doing enough, for not being enough, for making mistakes. But what if, instead of judging yourself, you choose discernment? Instead of saying, I am a failure, you say, that didn't go as planned, what can I learn? Instead of, I'm not good enough, you say, I am growing and I still have more to discover. Discernment transforms self-criticism into self-awareness, and self-awareness is the foundation of growth. Discernment is a practice. It requires intention. Here are a few ways to begin. Number 1. Pause before reacting. When you feel the urge to judge, take a breath. Ask yourself, am I reacting or am I understanding? Number 2. Separate behavior from identity. A person's actions are not their entire being. Focus on what was done, not who they are. Number 3. Get curious. Instead of assuming, ask questions internally or externally. Curiosity opens the door to understanding. Number 4. Stay grounded in your values. Discernment is not about pleasing others. It is about honoring what feels true for you. Number 5. Practice compassion. Not just for others, but for yourself. Everyone is learning. Everyone is evolving. Discernment is where the heart and the mind meet. The mind brings clarity. The heart brings compassion. When both work together, you can navigate life with wisdom. You don't become cold or detached, and you don't become overwhelmed or naive. You become balanced. You see clearly and you feel deeply. In a world that is quick to judge, choosing discernment is a quiet act of strength. It means you no longer need to prove you are right. You no longer need to label others to feel secure. You no longer carry the weight of unnecessary negativity. Instead, you move with clarity, with intention, with peace. Remember this, you can recognize what is not right for you without deciding that someone else is wrong as a person. You can walk away without hatred. You can protect your energy without closing your heart. That is the power of discernment. So the next time you feel the urge to judge, pause. Look deeper, choose understanding over assumption, clarity over reaction, discernment over judgment. And in doing so, you will not only see the world more clearly, you will become lighter within it.